gonna click the record button and then say, yo, what up? How's it going?
Good. And yourself?
I'm swell. I'm swell. Hey, we got Mr. Compress going on. What's up with this?
He was just kind of one of the first ideas that popped into my head with all these cool cards that say, hey, if you didn't play this from your hand, it gets stats or, a bonus or whatever.
Yeah.
And he has the evil symbol, which is kind of like the main symbol for that gimmick.
Yeah.
And so he'd kind of just be like an interesting character that kind of gives you that, like you were just talking about Ochako 1, it gives you that kind of dopamine hit of like remembering what you put in your momentum, and then you're like, oh, I have this one in here, now I get to play it. So it just seems like it'd be a fun deck to just throw all those cards in there and then see how it works.
Yeah, that's fair. So what do you need my help with?
Just kind of like slim it down, kind of trim the fluff. Because like I kind of just threw most of the cards that say, hey, if this was not played from your hand, it gets stuff in there, and just kind of have a more concise game plan, I guess, in a sense.
Fair. Do you want me to add any cards or no?
Yeah, any ideas you have are welcome.
Boop.
So the one thing I will say is probably this deck is lacking a little bit of speed. It has damage out the wazoo, but I would say probably speed is something that needs a little bit of help.
Sure. Doing some looking. There's a card that might say overhaul enhance you get speed? Am I crazy? Overhaul response after you play an attack from anywhere within your hand, it gets +1 speed, period. Yep, there it was.
Darn. Okay. Yeah, there probably is better characters for this gimmick, but he just didn't get to see a lot of the spotlight in terms of last set. But now that he has all these cool cards to play with on Evil,
I think that's totally fair.
It could be interesting. Especially with potentially the rules changing on how actions can be played.
They're gonna change. There's no shot.
Yeah.
They won't let what's his face just be dead on arrival.
Yeah, Tengai. Yeah. Which also gives Mr. Compress the ability to block with Showdown, shove it into his momentum, and then you could technically play it from your undermine. Maybe that doesn't work. But yeah, if you have a way to grab it out of your momentum, you can play it out of your hand.
Yeah, you can do that.
That's true.
Yeah, a lot of damage for sure.
So yeah, because you have. Oh, go ahead.
Have you tested this deck at all? Have you played it even a bit?
Nah, it's just a purely I don't know, just an idea.
Fair.
A thought experiment, if you will.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to speed, we're talking about we need more speed. We need less speed.
Probably more speed, because like a lot of our foundations, like we have bench press. What else? We have larceny. Like those are all giving damage, and I think the only thing we have that's really giving speed is like quick to act. I think
that's half dead for that.
Really it? Yeah. Well, I mean, he can get himself to there if he really has to. You just go form flip this. Oh, I don't want to play that. Form flip this. Oh, I don't want to play that. Just until you're down to half. So
yeah,
it's kind of funny if you know you can kill them. You just need speed.
Sorry, I'm on set 2 now.
Okay.
So we get to...
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to look through now.
Ain't there?
It's crazy.
I might actually have to start like editing these videos. And by that I mean I'll talk about editing and then never do it.
Yeah, it's much easier just to cut the snippet from the stream and ship it.
100%. 100%.
But
That is where it's at.
maybe when you get to like set 8, 9, 10, it might be a little tough.
I'll be retired by then for sure.
What do you mean? That could be like next year or two.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Okay.
not.
let's see what's up. So let's talk about them, right? First and foremost, attack wise, overhaul assault after it's played from anywhere other than your hand, draw a card. Seems kind of insane. Got stun 1.
That's
if you've
true.
gained health, I don't know how we're gaining health, but if you gain health, it gets -1 difficulty. So that's a 3 diff.
Excited.
People are sleeping on this card. This card is so cracked.
I guess the reason I just didn't include it was like the fact that I couldn't gain the health to give it the -1.
Sure. Do you like playing Relentless Barrage? Or not Relentless Barrage. The Yellow Punch.
The Yellow Punch.
Yeah.
Rapid punches?
Yeah, rapid punches.
Yeah.
Imagine rapid punches that doesn't have to hit.
True. Very true. And also has stun 1 randomly.
Stun 1, deadlock stun 2. And then you just play it out of your momentum. You pay 1 health to draw a card. Sling for 4.
Yeah.
Right?
It's not bad. And also like playing it from momentum and then just drawing a card is nice.
Yeah.
I'm a 7-hander casually.
Crazy you're not playing Tongue Whip. This is how the evil symbol still, this is how they kill people. This is the best evil card. It's a 5 low for 5/4 diff at base, right? It is better than this card. This card looks really, really cool on paper. It deals damage and it goes on momentum. This is just a 4 damage kind of do nothing card that says 4 damage, pay 1 health, maybe draw a card that might be worth it, maybe.
Yeah.
Pay 1 health, add a foundation to your momentum, and then you're gonna go, well, I don't want to play that.
Well, I was mainly in there for the bottom enhance of like add whatever attack that I need to my momentum.
Sure.
So like remove a momentum, add Tetra Terror to your momentum.
How do you feel about
really
point blank shot?
I feel like I guess that is one way that we get speed, so long as we've played it. And it's technically like 5 speed.
This card says +1 speed to all your moves.
That's true. I guess they're kind of doing the same thing.
Why is Haymaker here? Is it
was
walk
just
with Haymaker, put it in your momentum, and then sling it back?
Yeah, that was really just that's why it was just the one of. And plus like he doesn't like compress as a character doesn't necessarily need the enhanced step.
Sure.
So just like throwing something out of your momentum as a flash is kind of cute.
Yeah.
But not necessary.
I'm down for you to try it. I don't know if you're gonna like it though.
Yeah.
After this card's played from anywhere, flip 1. If it's blocked, rival flips 1. I think that this is also just like a worse version of what Tongue Whip is doing. I think you're just being too cute with the gimmick with Tremor Eruption. It does have EX2 though, which is cool, but you want to spend your momentums doing long strings as opposed to tall strings.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true. Very true.
Piercer is fantastic. This should be a 4 of for sure. If an attack has been played from anywhere other than your hand this turn, gets +2 speed. That's nuts. And then
5 low 5, yeah.
Potential Burn for the non-attack. And then Monstrous Fusion, I think, is a very cool 1 of. I don't think it needs to be a 2 of. Especially if we're going to have the Kinetic Air Cannon.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Kinetic Air Cannon's probably on the chopping block before Fusion, simply because, like, if they're, like, completely tapped out, like, and you have a bunch of momentum because you're compressed, you just kill them out of nowhere.
Sure, that's fair.
Because it's just 8 speed. So that's kind of just why that was there. Because like it's the only thing that gets like ridiculously big in our deck.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like your home run comet, if you will.
There's got to be a better high block than what Crystal has got going on. I'm gonna go look for that.
Yeah, Crystal Crash is just in there just because it literally just said it's a high block
It says
and
the
it does the
for
thing.
sure. Wing and Gnome is funny. Ignited arrow. You just play it every turn if they disrespect it.
Mm-hmm. True.
Invincible Clasp has that same energy. Touch of Decay. I don't know how many of these are Furies. Not a ton. More slams than anything.
Yeah.
Yo, I don't know. Holy cow. Crystal Chokeslam, actually? Seems kind of nuts in this guy, right?
That's the 2-check, right?
Yeah. If it deals damage, your next one gets speed equal plus X. X speed equals damage. And if they're at 10 or less health, you can play a card from your discard pile as your next form. If its printed difficulty is 4 or less, and shares 2 or more symbols with your starting character. What shares? Air Evil. Air Evil. Or
that does.
This one does not. Okay, that card is terrible. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Just kidding. It's none of them. You could do Hardened Claw Crusher.
Is that one of the? Oh, that's the 5 diff, right?
Yeah.
That says like put a foundation on top of the deck.
Though? Probably not better than Crash. I can't believe these are the best options.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Because like obviously you want to play as many like 4 diffs as possible. But I think like the only attack besides like maybe Tongue Whip is probably just Overhaul Assault. Because I think there are some ways that we can gain health, but it's just like very roundabout. Because like we have Bench Press, which says like, hey, if this one if this one hits or is if this one hits, gain health.
Yeah.
But it also like says we lose our damage for the rest of the turn.
Yeah, I'm not into it. I think Bench Press is insane. It should definitely be a 4 of in the deck and not a 3 of. But
or just Excited for Blood says Assault becomes a 3 diff.
True. Yeah, that's fair.
So
I know that I like it more than like I think Chronostasis Trigger is Nido. I don't think it needs to exist in the deck, at least in the main board. Keep it in. That's fine.
True.
Point blank shot. I'm not here for it. And then Trim Eruption. I'm not here for. Everything else, I'm pretty on board for. Now that you said that like remove a momentum, steal a momentum is like, yeah, that's cool. Just put in your Monstrous Fusion and be like, hey, I get this for later.
Yeah, maybe it's just like a 1 of just to like find it because like it feels bad like playing a bunch of 5 diffs, and so that's like why there's as many 4 diffs as possible.
Yeah, I think we could take Kinetic down to a 1 of, right? So first off, we got to play forward Tongue Whip. This is how we kill people. Triple Tongue Whip and they just die. You're not gonna do the Q shit. What does this number look like?
At probably like 60 to 65 is typically where I like my decks.
That means we got to get rid of 6 of these.
Yeah.
Which means we get to get rid of you.
So get rid of that.
I think we get rid of you in a fan of you.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
And then so all of you, we'll just put in the 3. Chronostasis Trigger is going to be a cute 1 of. Okay, all right. Let's take out the Crystal Crash, and put Vial up to a 4 of. We can probably get rid of one of the Terra Onslaughts if we want to make it 21. Let's look at our block zones. We still have 8 lows here, and then only 4 highs. So things like Showdown.
Make that up with our foundations.
Yeah.
'Cause I mean, some of our high block foundations are kind of important. So
yeah.
Putting those up to a higher quantity is probably better.
So
the one thing with
go ahead.
This character is like he benefits from having like a larger variety of attacks.
Yeah.
because like it says like, hey, if I drew a tongue whip, I like have to play this one for momentum first, and if I have like multiple, I can't play them all.
Yeah.
But I guess we only have what 2 attacks at 4 of, so maybe it's fine. But
So I think having played this character, I think it's way better to just always have a tongue whip every turn. If I've got 2 tongue whips in there, I can't play 2 this turn, but I played 2 this turn, 1 next turn, guaranteed.
Yeah,
right.
It's true.
And so like there's value in that as well. Not to mention, we're gonna count them. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 4. 5. All momentum outs. Ways to repeatable momentum out. And this we got 5 copies of this in here. I'm down to play the 1 tongue whip and then from my momentum and then EX the other one. Just get it out there.
That's true.
Right?
Very true.
All right.
Makes sense.
Actions, assets. Mimicry. This card is a copy of anything that you want it to be. This card is a copy of Larceny. This card is a copy of Bench Press. This card is a copy of Quick Act.
Yeah.
This card is a copy of Excited for Blood.
Yeah, that's very true.
This card's nuts. It's also an incredible low block. Obviously, you don't need it.
Yeah.
I don't know how this card isn't in your deck. You just get momentum.
That is very true.
You just do the thing. It's just like, oh, hello, like momentum. For me?
It's very true.
Battle Arena? It's neato. It says that when you check bad, you didn't. And every time that you hit them, you get a free one. So, like, trying to keep track is where it's at. But, yeah.
Yeah.
Twisty Surroundings is the best asset that has been printed in the game. Undeniably, like it's either it or Yuri, right? This card is nuts. Breaker without Breaker is insane. Commit an extra 2 resources on turn 2 to like stop the thing, and you get to spend a momentum to change the zone to whatever, and then block. So you block, respond with compress, ship the momentum. They play their next one. You discard the momentum. Perfect block again. Like this card is so good in your character. Right. I'm gonna recommend for everybody listening at home, if you're bringing me an evil deck doctor, I'm putting these 4 cards on the table, or these 3 cards on the table: Mimic, Eerie, Twisty Surroundings. They're all going on the table, and you got to talk about it. They're nuts. They're so good.
Yeah. I would say of the 3, probably Twisty Surroundings and Airy are the ones that make the cut.
Sure.
Like I'm not too worried about like finding that one foundation that because like we have a lot of foundations that kind of do similar things. Like we have a bunch of stuff that gives damage. We have the only thing I guess we don't have a lot of is that health gain, but playing another 3 diff to swap out for Excited for Blood doesn't seem like
it's Excited for Blood, but it's also anything, right? Like it could be literally anything. It could be Citywide Crisis if you need it to be, right? It could be in this last turn it was Excited for Blood, but this turn it's Quick Act because I'm going to kill you, right?
That's true.
This turn it's Excited for Blood. Next turn it's League Invitation because I can flip it and make it a foundation. And so like I commit your thing and then I get a bonus foundation. It's just like, hey, I want a different Force Quirk activation. I've already destroyed one of. I removed one, and then I'll mimic the other one.
Yeah. Okay.
All I'm saying is there's value there. If you feel like you're missing it, that's chill. Speed, In Control, Mastermind's Apprentice. These are the best ones that the evil symbol has.
That's true.
Just
I didn't include Masterminds.
Remove a bad card, get +2 speed on all your moves. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then the other foundation that you're just missing is just Seasoned Brawler. 1/5/2 high block. If they block, you just draw a free card. Seems pretty solid. Especially with your low block or your high blocks being the worst zone. As we come and we look here, like you're playing like Cool Student is not a better card than Seasoned Brawler. It just isn't, right? Especially because we're doing that same idea with like Refreshing Slice. And even then, like, we only need 2 Refreshing Slices. We don't need 3.
Yeah, that's true. Very true. I could see it fitting in there. I'm just not sure where it would take the spot of. Because like Cool Student kind of lets us play those long strings. Because like, hey, if we have like way too much momentum and like we know we can't play all of them and check all of them, we just sacrifice the bad ones for the better ones.
Sure. That's totally fair.
Like that.
2 citywide crisis.
Probably not necessary.
There we go. Found room. 2 Cool Students. You only ever need 1.
Yeah, 1's probably where it's at for that.
And then now we instantly just like, there's 2 of this. We've cut our 2 diffs down by 2. We'll keep looking, right? Looking for a challenge. So sell me on this card.
Well, it's stun hate on the evil symbol, I guess, and then it's also that added check when we need it. I don't know, just a little bit of extra, more for defense, but it has a little bit of offense. But I feel that it probably is a little overcosted.
If you had to pick between looking for a challenge or Gas Cloud, which one would you pick as stun hate / deterrent?
Probably Gas Cloud, simply because it has better block, lower difficulty, and deadlock.
Cut this for the other 2 Seasoned Brawlers.
Yeah, that's true.
Strong cards is tight. From here, I think that Trusted Assistant is not going to get you as far as you want it to. I think it should be a 1 of.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I don't like Energy Suction. I get why it's in here because your character says pay 1 health and then you hit them and then you gain 1 health.
Yeah.
I think it is so cute and it works on paper. I think in an actual, like in practice, it's not going to.
That's fair. I feel like if we had like something that flipped other foundations, so we could use this while it's in our stage, maybe. But I don't think we have anything that
other foundations to use it while it's in your stage. What do you mean?
Like, you know, if we had what's a example? Like tight lipped. It says, hey, flip one of the other foundations.
So it's not just blank. Yeah.
For a purpose, yeah.
I want to cut it just because we're looking to cut stuff.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then I'm going to take Refreshing Slice down to a 2 of, and then we're going to look at our and Confession gets to go to a 1 of. It's
I don't think you put Seasoned Brawler up to 4. I think you kept it at 2. Boop. There we go.
Confessions goes down to a 1 of. It's a once per turn your turn.
Cheeky card.
65. 20, 23, 22. This is looking pretty solid. Difficulties. I'm excited what you think about We Became More. As a 0-5-3 mid, my question is that better than floating? Because floating you just do on all of them. If this said +2 or -2, like if this was just like a slightly different larceny, I could see it. But like it's not. It's just flip for +2. Whereas like this is remove 3 things I don't care about for +1 on everything, on all of them.
That's true. Yeah, that might just be better.
And like the difference between a 3 block and a 4 block is so negligible. Yeah, if I was playing Hello Floating, I would just do this and call it probably just call it a day for at least my first run of testing.
That's true. Yeah, I think this looks good.
Yeah.
Lots of cool momentum shenanigans.
Yeah. And you get playing Eerie, and this card is insane in this character.
And we get to Barrier Shield, give Showdown Breaker 2.
That's true. How rude.
Who's fourth kind now?
I love it. Any final thoughts?
Yeah. I think that's about it. I think it helped me out where it needed help, and yeah,
Oh yeah.
added some things I was missing.
All right. Well then, let me stay on the line long enough for me to shoot you the list, and you have a good night. Okay.
Yeah, you as well.
All right. Peace.